observing daylight savings time. It's a beautiful day here in Colorado. I hope it's nice where you are as well. So just a couple of things before we get started. You should be able to hear me right now. If you cannot hear me, be sure to type it into the chat window. Make sure your speaker is green, and that will make sure that it's enabled up here at the top. If you have any trouble during the webinar, if you lose connection or anything like that, you can email us at climatecampaign@globe.gov, and we'll be sure to get you going. So today's webinar is another of the Globe Data in Action series. This time we're going to be looking at examples from Europe and Eurasia, and I'm very excited about my co-presenter, and he will get going in just a few minutes once I do some introductory slides. So just a little bit about how we're going to go. I'm going to introduce the Europe and Eurasia region. Then I will introduce our presenter and let him give you the examples from Europe and Eurasia, and then I will conclude with upcoming dates for the SCRC. So Globe, Europe, and Eurasia is composed of 41 countries. Russia was the first to join on December 16th in 1994. Europe then was very quick to add additional countries, and they added 17 countries to their region within the next year. France was the last country to join, and that was in 2001. So, yeah, sorry, something just popped up on my screen. It just distracted me. The region is represented on the Globe International Advisory Committee by Mr. Carl Hetland from Norway. The Regional Help Desk is located in the Czech Republic. And the region also has representation on the Science Advisory Committee. So the region is well represented on the various advising committees. So in Europe and Eurasia, there are over 1,400 active teachers. They have reached over 32,800 students. They have also added almost 29 million data points to the Globe database. So the region has been very, very active and have been contributing wonderful data. And again, our presenter will give you some of that information. So the images on this slide are images from the student art competition. So 2 of the images come from the Czech Republic, and 1 comes to us from the Netherlands. So these are just some great images of what climate means to the students in the Europe and Eurasia region. So at this time, I'm going to introduce our presenter, Mr. Mladen Matveyev. He is a teacher, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the school's name because I'm sure that I will not do a very good job, so I'll let him say his school name when he comes on. But he teaches meteorology, physics, as well as computers. He's also a court-appointed expert on meteorology in Croatia. So at this time, I'm going to pass it over and let him talk to you about Globe Data in Action in Europe.
Well, thank you, Jessica. I hope that everyone can hear me. So I would like to say hello to everyone, and I would like to present our experience of the role of Globe and Globe projects in our society. So we are making a lot of projects, and each year we have a new one. I believe that in the last 10 years in our school we never missed one, so we are trying to produce something interesting and new each year. And 2 years ago we started so-called Karlovac STAR project inside our school because it was a project that was broadly started in Karlovac, and we joined to a project designed by Karlovac local authorities. Well, a little bit about our school. We are a Forestry and Woodprocessing school in Karlovac, So we are in fact educating students for forestry and wood processing, but in our school we also have meteorological technicians education. It's now going on for 12 years, and it's very good for National Meteorological Service and our meteorological activities, as well as for globe activities, because their main duty is knowing and observing atmosphere, so they are naturally connected with different globe activities. A little bit about Karlovac star, why it is called Karlovac star project. The old part of Karlovac, founded in the Middle Age, is a fortification in the shape of a star. So around this fortification was developed city, and now it's a city that is about 50 or more thousand people in there, and in just a second, please. So a little bit about our Karlovac Star project. In it, all primary and secondary schools in Karlovac were joined, included, as well as some schools from Karlovac County, from the surroundings of Karlovac. And project was very interesting and broadly followed by local and counties media. So it was very interesting for all citizens, as well as for students in different schools and pupils. So quite a lot of different projects or sub-projects were included in this governmental project. Our school also decided to join the Karlovac Star project and offered different sub-projects, but I will describe in more in detail globe part, which is connected to atmosphere monitoring, and we decided to choose some key points and try to follow some changes during period of observations. So you will see later in more detail. So now a little bit about Karlovac. It's a rather small city, close to Zagreb, and of course it is chosen in this presentation also because it is very active in globe program. I must say that in Karlovac there's more than 10 schools regularly participating in globe program with different activities, but mainly connected to atmosphere observations, a little bit less with water and soil, but with a very long tradition. Now it's more than 15 years of that, and Karlovac County is probably the most active globe region in Croatia. So something about our project. In our forestry school subproject, we defined some questions that we're trying to find answers during this project. So our main idea was that the core of Karlovac should influence on atmosphere, at least on air temperature, but perhaps on some other parameters. So we have done quite a lot in organizing a little network measurement spread over Karlovac star area and surroundings. So we bought some new equipment, thermohygrometers. We selected and trained observers because observing was very extensive, and organized collecting and analysis of data and trying to define some methodology of some parallel methodology of parallel measurements comparison. So just to have a look about our network, I hope that you can see our stations. So these are stations in the middle of Karlovac, in star area or closely to star area, and two stations outside Karlovac. These stations were used for comparison of data. So about stations and observers and observations, you see our students doing their job. Now here is a list of our stations or data we used in our project. So maybe you can't read these creation letters, but that's only for an illustration. And now to results. I put only a few results here as an illustration of what can we see from our data, from our observations. So I used air temperature, and you can see here rows of data for these 7 stations. And you see that there are some differences. This is an example from February 2012. Here you have a maximum air temperature from February, so you see some differences, but broadly or mainly they are following the trend, and as well as current air temperature from February. And now here I try to compare for the 4 months period monthly mean monthly values. So you see that there are some differences, especially one station in the middle of Karlovac core inside star is warmer. I remind you that this is observation period was during winter, so it's significant, but there are different explanations of this difference. So what we found in our school project, we clearly see that there are some indications of influence on the temperature of Karlovac star core. then generally influence of city, and generally there is some influence on type of the type of the soil, the base of the ground where the station is. We also found that observers' experience is extremely important for achieving reliable measurements. Some of these differences, in fact, we explained with problems with observers. There are not, some of them were not experienced enough, so one should be very careful using this data or concluding anything from them. Then we found that different type of instruments may strongly affect measurements and the results, so you should be very careful and you should calibrate your instruments. We have done so, but still there are some differences that we are explaining with differences in equipment. Also, we found very useful to have parallel rows of data because sometimes you have some missing points or holes in rows. So, if it is necessary, you can resolve a little bit or something or some parts of this with parallel measurements. And then we tried, or the idea of this project was also to try some connection of temperature differences or data differences between different stations and connection with the heights of these stations. But in Karlovac area, there are not so big differences, and the period of intensive measurements was rather short, so we were not able to find any real connection with height differences. So a little bit about our data sources. So of course data from our network that was founded from our students and school. Then of course we used log protocols. Google Earth was very useful for us, and of course some blob pages on websites. And that's all for now. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Some great work you guys are doing over there, and I really enjoyed hearing about it. I'll open up the floor for any questions. So if you have any questions, please type it in the chat window. And if you don't mind hanging around for a few minutes to answer any questions that come in. And then I'll continue on with the upcoming days.
I can answer to Thomas how are we motivating our students. Partly it is inside their regular duties, and of course we are trying to find some serious and motivated students by themselves. And of course motivation was generally working with log. All these students are very interested to work in log programming. Concerning the population, I cannot answer this in detail because Karlovac city is roughly about 55,000 and it is surrounded with some villages and small towns, but it's not so too many people, not so many inhabitants. Concerning contacts and help, we are of course very closely connected with our Croatian trainers and alumni, and of course we have help and very good advices during project, and especially when we were battling with our data and problems with data.
Are there any other questions? Okay, well, I'm going to move on, but of course if you have any questions, feel free to email us at science@globe.gov and we can pass those along. Thank you again for a wonderful presentation. I really enjoy hearing what the students are doing there, and using Globe data is fantastic. So to move on, just as some reminders for upcoming dates with the SCRC, for our intensive observing periods, I'm going to go ahead and move you down to, back down to a participant. Okay, so for the IOPs that we have, we're currently in the middle of the Great Global Investigation of Climate, which is encouraging students to get outside and collect air temperature, precipitation, and soil temperature data. So that's running through the month of March, along with phenology and climate. I know here we've been going out almost every day to check for bud bursts, so it's a great time, especially in the northern hemisphere, to do that. In April, we are going to switch to the climate and land cover intensive observing period, going out and checking on your land cover sites and taking updated photographs. Also, the phenology and climate will continue through the month of April. Webinars, we have our next webinar will be on April 2nd, and that's going to be another in our scientist skills series where presenting your research. And Dr. Sarah Trestendorf from the Globe Program Office will be giving that webinar. And we have some other ones here at the bottom. You can find all of this information on our website. Upcoming dates and events, the Globe Program Office and other teachers and partners will be at the National Science Teachers Association Conference in San Antonio, Texas. That's from the 11th through the 14th of April. So we will have a booth there. There will be some talks and other activities. So if you're in the area or will be traveling to the meeting, please be sure to stop by and say hello. The annual partner meeting is going to occur from the 12th to the 16th of August at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland in the United States. So be on the lookout for more information about that, and we hope that you all can attend that as well. Other activities, last Friday we opened submissions for the Globe Virtual Student Conference. Anyone is welcome to submit, so I hope, Mladen, that you will submit this wonderful research on behalf of your students to this virtual student conference. On the 26th of March, we're going to have a International Scientists Network webinar. So if you know of any scientists who are interested in doing outreach with your schools or with schools in your area, please be sure to let them know that that's coming up, and that information is also on our website. Leading up to Earth Day, we will announce the video winners from our Earth Day video competition. We've had wonderful entries, and we are just in the process of looking through those and getting those judged, so be excited about those dates coming up. The 1st through the 31st of May, the student research exhibition, which will occur at the annual meeting, the nominations will open. So those nominations will be coming from partners. So if you have some research that you've been doing, please get with your local partner or country coordinator to submit your research to that. Also at that time, the student virtual conference will be open, and that's on the website. So again, be sure to follow up with your partner. They have all of this information. On the 10th of August, the virtual student conference winners will be announced. And again, the 12th through the 16th is the annual meeting with the student research exhibition taking place while it's there. So all this information is available on the website. I know it's quite a bit of some dates there for you, but you can find it all on the web. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us. So again, thank you for attending. Our next webinar again is on the 2nd of April at 17 UTC. And again, that will be scientist skills presenting your research, or presenting your results. So if you have any questions or comments, let us know. You can also find us on the discussion forums. This webinar will be archived and posted there to encourage discussion. So if you think of something later, come by and leave us a comment. Also, there is a discussion going on with one of our interns. She has been doing some research about the community. So be sure